Talk to Megan about the best way to reach the home of Kieran Jindosh, Grand Inventor to the Duke of Serkonos.
In his day, Sokolov was Dunwall's genius. He transformed our city with his inventions. Electricity for the factories and carriages racing along above the streets.
Isn't that the Abbey?
As I grew up, his buzzing and glowing devices kept me safe. His stories always made me giggle, and his outrageous conversations shocked aristocrats and overseers alike. Now, all these years later, Kieran Jindosh is Karnaka's genius.
False!
A mad inventor who has given the Duke sinister machines that move like people but aren't. Clockwork soldiers that fight and kill. I've got to find out where Sokolov's being held and bring the old man back alive. Rescue one genius and cage the other before he creates an army of clockwork soldiers.
A note from Megan. Dr. Hypatia needs a place to sleep, so I cleared the stuff out of the spare cabin. I was able to sell most of it. Here's what's left of the money. It's not a lot, I know. Whale oil is expensive and under Imperial rationing decree, but you know that. So then why did you tell me? The Crown Killer is no more. Next, Jindosh. I finally uncovered how many enemies created the Crown Killer. What better way to erode confidence in me before the coup? If I had stopped to think about it before even a few minutes, maybe I could have kept my people's trust. But that would have required patience, and my advisors always reminded me that I have none of that particular trait. Welcome to the club. But to use Hypatia's own serum against her? Horrible. I thought she was talking about herself. Like, no, it's fine, because it cured her. I'm happy I could find a cure. She's a brilliant alchemist. Now she can continue her research to help the people of Serkonos. And wasn't able to rescue Sokolov. He's been taken elsewhere. To Kieran Jindosh's mansion. He's the inventor of the Clockwork Soldier. And if he's able to use Sokolov's genius for his own plans, it might be bad. I've seen his killing machines in action at Dunwall Tower. I can't allow Delilah to have such an ally. I'm sure Jindosh takes pleasure in keeping his intellectual rival captive. Well, it won't be for long, if I have any say in it. The Dreadful Whale is a weird name. It's hard to sleep on this ship, and when I do, my dreams are troubled. Well, I'm awake now and thinking about Sokolov. I remember him at the Hound Pits pub so long ago, trapped like a beast in a cage. Yeah, I remember that. We smelled of stale pigs and rotting meat, but they couldn't break him. He held on to himself and picked up against as my tutor, something I needed in the aftermath of my mother's death. Beware the dignitaries bearing gifts, he used to tell me. But I was still a child and I liked gifts. I thought nothing sounded more pleasant. Now I know better. I also find myself thinking of Callista, my old governess. She always wanted to travel the world on a big boat. Eventually she left Dunwall, then stopped writing a few months later. She is not dead. Do not tell me she's dead. I won't hear it. So we got Samuel's boat and a Grand Guard helmet, I'm assuming? The syringe I used on Hypatia? Heh, still nifty.
What is it they say up in Tivia? Watch the faces of those who bow the most deeply, or some such.
I would probably...
Just want Anton back here, safe and sound. How did that old fool come to mean so much to me?
A question for the ages, I assume.
She's a lot tougher than I expected. Very capable.
Are you talking about me?
Am I being dishonest? Everybody's got secrets, I guess. Maybe mine are worse than most.
Of course. Everybody's even
Is it
keeping
truly
secrets from their own
possible
friends.
the good doctor didn't know she was the crown killer? Maybe she just didn't want to.
I think I would enjoy sleeping on a boat, personally. There, are you done? I didn't want to interrupt. Thing is that once you've spent enough time with somebody, even someone like Sokolov, you come to care about them. That's just how humans work.
You might want to talk to Hypatia before we head out. She's taken one of the rooms. Just for a while, I think. Needed to be away from Adamire.
Maintenance list. Drain engine room. Another week, another leak. Hey, that rhymes. I wasted hours on it and couldn't get it to stop. I'll shut the water off, assuming I can find the crank wheel, something to deal with once Sokolov is safe. Check bridge tubing, done. Haul down oil, done. Buy onions, done.
Nerve of the Grand Guard, trying to keep me from leaving.
Is that it? All I had to say? Alright.
Oh, you're here. Stay with me a moment.
Sure.
Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kirin Jindosh. But that man has the empathy of a mantis.
I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing you mean he has none.
Admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Adamire. Thank you.
Playing some classical Debussy?
My dreams are still filled with visions, some of which I'd sooner forget. When I first got here, I was in a daze, but I'm feeling better. I'm not sure how long I'll stay here, but I appreciate being away from Adamire. A few days' recovery has helped. It might be the salty air or the rocking of the boat. Maybe just being around good people again.
I appreciate you thinking we're good.
Maybe someday, Karnaca will return to the way it was under the old Duke, Theodanis. You be careful. Unless
You got it.
someone can correct all this, the next decade or more might be gloomy indeed.
Alright, well, I'll leave you to it.
Megan must be up on deck.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk to her just yet. She said something about a leak. Let's go ahead and fix that for her. Because that's what a good Empress would do, is help the people. What's this? Megan's notebook. Is that what was here before? I'm starting to understand why Anton wanted to go to Dunwall to seek Emily's help. She is impressive. I have to wonder if she's really suited for palace life. Maybe she wonders that to herself sometimes. We could have been good friends, at a time when I was running across rooftops like she is now, watching my enemies from the shadows. I just hope she's breathing tomorrow morning, so I can complain when she puts her dusty boots up on the table again. I've lost so many friends. First, my sweet Deidre. Others along the way. Good old Aramis Stilton, who disappeared but 3 years ago. And now Anton. Maybe this is my punishment. I'm bad luck. Please, Emily, bring him back.
Emily, have you been putting your boots
Emily, have
on
you
the
been putting
table?
your boots on the table?
What's the matter with you?
Oh, are there any runes or bone charms around? A lecture on bloodfly fever. Have I read this already? If I have, you can just cut it out later, Desmond. It's fine. Transcript of a lecture given at the Academy by Dr. Hypatia. Direct attention to Chart 7. Here you have the final stage of the bloodfly infection. This patient is 37 years of age and was a school headmistress before her unfortunate encounter with a large nest in her deceased uncle's greenhouse. Note the lesions on her face, the wet. Note the stings on her face and arms, and the larval swellings throughout the body. But what the drawings cannot show you is her demeanor before death, the most striking symptom of progressed infection in the protective attitude demonstrated towards the nest. This tells us, even prior to autopsy, that the larvae, or their byproducts, have infected the intention center of the victim's brain. Direct attention to Silvergraph Image 4. There is no cure once the condition has advanced this far, though you can make your patient less agitated with a generous dosing of opiates. The subject died 3 days later, after the silvergraph was taken. Direct attention to Chart 8. And here is the fully matured insect after its post-bloodfly transformation. Now in beetle form, note it has dropped its wings. It is no longer aggressive and has many beneficial qualities, especially in the field of agriculture. Without these insects, many crops across Circonus would suffer, leading to loss of yield and marked reduction in profits.
That wasn't here before. Botany and diseases.
The Shin Diary Gift, a study by Amora Clipswitch on the effect of the winds and the Karnakian landmass resulting economic positions. Whale oil, liquid power. How astonishing that within these beasts inside, the oil harvested along with their flesh was enough power to see the Isles through these tumultuous years. And it all seemed limitless. But now the lights begin to dim. Our fisher folks say that great beasts are increasingly rare. Not all places will suffer this loss equally. Fellow natural philosophers, Karnaca has a unique feature, the cleft in the Shindari Peak, through which the winds are channeled and amplified. As whale oil begins to run short, with the cost of finding the remaining leviathans escalating beyond the worth of the whale oil itself, Karnaca will find itself ascendant among the Isles. I don't know what that means. Ascendant among the Isles.
To think that Callista once spanked me with a wooden spoon.
For what?
Is that just how they hand out punishment in this universe? Or was Callista at the end of her rope? Because you were hard to deal with back then? Hit the kids. Especially with something like a wooden spoon. Were you insane? Emily did say it was a one-time thing, though, so maybe it's okay now.
Ramsay and the Crown Killer. 2 pieces of the puzzle. More to go. So the Crown Killer was a tool of the Duke's coup. The murders had a calculated effect. Hypatia did terrible things under the influence of her formula, but she's free now.
As she should be.
With a couple dozen clockwork soldiers, Jindosh changed the Empire. What would he do with an army? I wonder how recently this silvergraph image of Jindosh was made. To reach Jindosh, I'll have to take the carriage through Lower, then Upper Aventa. We'll find you, Anton.
Clockwork Soldier Basics. To all personnel, after last week's disaster, the Grand Inventor Kieran Jindosh circulated the following information related to his soldiers. All guard personnel should read this report. The Clockwork Soldier is protected by armor wooden plates. If some miscreant destroys these, then there's nothing protecting the vulnerable mechanisms underneath. If someone knocks off the Clockwork's head, the thing will attack anyone it can, ally or not. That means you. Given the expensive optics Mr. Jindosh has provided each Clockwork with, they can see in the front and the back. Remember that if another one of them goes haywire. If some fool is able to get close enough, there's a small panel on each Clockwork that can be rewired, which will invert their perception of friend and foe. Again, that means you can get attacked. Keep these things in mind, and the Clockworks will be an asset, not a liability. 3rd Lieutenant Fiora Diaz, Lower City Technical Office, Grand Circonan Guard. We were only miles from shore, but our approach was marred by numerous hidden reefs and jagged rocks. They lay shallow, and we spied 2 vessels that had succumbed to them some time ago. The remaining crew was uncharacteristically silent as we edged by the withered wrecks. The first mate declared a particularly narrow channel to be unpassable, but the captain dispatched 10 crewmen, on the submerged coral with sledgehammers. Thereafter, each chest deep in water, they pulled the Antonia Akio into the tiny channel with ropes. It proved a marvelous solution. However, just as we were about to lower the rope ladders, tragedy struck, as the men were beset by a school of reef-dwelling eels. Apparently, their toxic bites were quite painful. From the railing, we could see them swarming the men, who begged us for aid before succumbing to the paralytic effects of the toxin. Within moments, all were still in the water. We continue on in silence, and by sunset we had cleared the bars and put anchor in a bay with red rock beach and emerald overgrowth beyond. I confess I was near giddy to put my feet on land again. The smell of ripening fruits and warm earth was pleasing to me as a cherished vintage. We gathered wood and made fires, and indulged in some tinned meat and lemons from our stores. How good it was to slumber on the beach with the crackle of embers nearby. Having finally escaped the cramped and damp quarters of our vessel, we took turns with the watch and passed a quiet night. At last, we stood on the Pandician soil. And we only had 2 casualties! Progress! And so there was another crank wheel just in case. I think I will use that one instead next time. It's on this level. It's a bit closer to down there, so it doesn't matter.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
I don't
Alright,
think she
go.
will.
Alright, let's get underway.
Alexandria doesn't seem like the person who would sink anything by accident. She's a doctor. She's way too careful. The Clockwork Mansion. Anton is being held at the mansion of Kieran Jindosh, Grand Inventor to the Duke and creator of the Clockwork Soldier. Get inside, rescue Sokolov, and eliminate Jindosh before he builds an army of Clockwork Soldiers. Well, here's the thing. Even if I kill or stop this guy in a non-lethal way, Delilah still manages to get her hands on some Clockwork Soldiers. So, what's the point?
Jindosh is important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't. You said there's a wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station?
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo
Surprisingly, no.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll get it done.
Emily, take care of this crazy man and his clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me.
Hey, you get it. I'll take care of it. Odd as he may be, Anton means a lot to me as well. I don't want to see the poor old man dead. He has the vibe of an oddly charming uncle or a grandfather. And who wants to see their uncle or grandfather dead, right? Assuming they didn't do anything nefarious to you as a child.
This is the Duke. I just awoke from a dream.
Who freaking cares? Anyway, you guys said something about an
Why
apartment?
cover your face? Are you worried someone might recognize you?
None of your business. I cover my face because maybe I like it. You ever think about that?
My heart can't take much more of this.
You should have seen this place 10 years ago.
Yeah?
I'll probably find myself a card table later on.
I've got a bit of a cough. Nothing serious.
I believe you.
You look like you can take care of yourself.
You got that right. I learned from the best.
I work unloading fish. I'd be out on the boats,
face is
but
covered.
I've got a weak stomach.
Grand Guard won't like that.
As bad as things are here, I love the light in the evenings down near the water.
More shops closing. This week, my favorite bakery. Gone.
Oh, that's a shame. Do they sell dulce de leche as well?
I used to work in the mines. Don't recommend it. So
Yeah, apparently nobody recommends it.
might be time to spring for fish cake.
Yes. I should probably go to the black market first, get myself some incendiary bolts. Or whatever the heck it was called. Incendiary. Incendiary? We have none. We got some grenades, though. Some sticky grenades. I'm gonna use these first. Because the sticky grenades are more useful because they stick to the target. Oh dear. Oh no 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 no. Got it. Well, I sort of got it. What the heck do you want? Die! I don't need to blow open this door to open it. I'm smarter than that. Whispers from the Void by Barloni Munai. Or Molinai. Mulani. Treatise on the physical existence of that foreign realm. It is a common story. A person has stopped breathing, pinned under carriage wheels or some other tragic happenstance, and is thought to be dead. But when the weight is removed, they make a quick recovery. Nonetheless, for a moment or two, this person was lost to us. Lost to the world itself. And what did they experience while in this temporary death? Darkness, nothingness. No, indeed not. They tell us, as so many before have, that they were in a particular place, and can describe it vividly. And who among us does not know that place? Have we not all seen it in our dreams? This place we share in the farthest reaches of our minds? The realm where nothing makes sense, where one is at once both lost and at home. The void. Chloroform bottle. Yeah, some more stuff to read. Whispers from the Void 2. I read both of those, so I'll be sure to use this later. Is this the only outsider shrine in this mission?
I'll tell you a story about Kirin Jindosh, a prodigy from Karnaka. Self-taught, he was hailed by the Academy of Natural Philosophy as a genius who would surpass Sokolov and bring about an age of enlightenment. But just 2 years after his arrival, he was banned from the Academy for life, for reasons that are still not public. When they deported him, he left behind a machine that drank seawater, playing music that brought listeners to tears. They probably took it apart, and it has never worked since.
Why, though? Is it because the music was so good that it made people cry? It's like, this is a terrible machine, it makes people cry. I'm gonna destroy it. Jerk. Why would you even make that in the first place? Meh. Well, excuse me. That's nothing special. I'm brought to tears every time I listen to Zelda soundtracks.
I'll get the cigars tomorrow. Wanna buy one?
Nah, not this time.
That's my girl. Shouldn't be smoking anyway. I know some people are addicted to it, but that's just all the more reason you should get rid of it. Shouldn't even exist.
Huh?
Hey, go over in there and look at it. It's weird, right? Or was that a mistake?
What's going on here?
Clockwork Soldier base. We read that. It's fine.
Huh? What? Body?
What?
Here?
Somebody's not feeling well.
Is it really so weird that a body is in a place? Well, it's an unconscious body. Yeah, probably because he's been drinking. Like an idiot.
What happened here?
Another of these shops was robbed. I'd hire guards if I could afford it. I don't know you.
I'm new to Karnaka. I need a tool that can rewire a wall of light, the kind the Grand Guard uses. And I'd prefer not to explain myself.
I can help you out, but not right now. Don't even linger here. I'm supposed to get a visit from Paolo, someone you don't want to meet. Come back later.
Understood.
You should go. We can do business another time.
How about I do this instead? I'm gonna go confront him right now, face to face.
Like I said, Paolo is coming by.
This guy sounds interesting.
Who do we have here? I wonder why your face is covered, lady.
That's for me to know.
That's my business. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Paolo. In this part of town, everything's my business. And slumming rich kids should remember all that etiquette they learned. Maybe you need another lesson. Is that what you came down here for?
Are you threatening me?
Howlers don't t- So you're back.
I think her hat is worth a fortune. I'll crush you, you parasite.
What?
I'm cut you into.
That's not right.
Wait a minute, come back here, guy! Oh yeah, there's always a dude there. There's a homeless guy right over here. He should stay here. Wait! Come back! There. 2 friends. Always together. How nice. Okay, where'd that guy go? He didn't get eaten by the rats, did he? Let's try that again. Okay, yes, that was better. If you couldn't see it, Paolo turned into a bunch of rats.
Well, why not give me a coin?
Sure, here you go.
Appreciate it. I'll let you in on a secret. I saw people coming and going recently, looking for whale oil, up to something. I worked in the silver mines here until the dust got to my lungs.
Don't people who work in the mines wear gear for that?
So many
They definitely should.
dragging it from the city. The Grand Guard and the Howlers won't have anybody to tax or rob.
Maybe the thing is that the people who pay for things for the miners is like, we're not going to give you any protective gear on your face. Why would we waste our money on that? You're all expendable.
Got the willies now. Feels like the city might collapse.
As long as Delilah's in power, it will. That's where I come in.
The Grand Guard aren't too friendly to strangers.
Maybe I can teach them some manners.
I can't believe you're alive after crossing Paolo.
I tried
He ain't shit.
better. Much better.
Come in. I might have what you've been asking for.
I'm actually not gonna go buy a rewire tool because I don't need it. I know what I'm doing. Key to the ticket booth. Someone took the ticket booth key off a drunk guardsman assigned to protect the carriage station. With the key, unlock the ticket booth and gain access to the money inside. If you can avoid the Grand Guard.
I shouldn't deal with strangers.
Well, this is the life you chose. And now those other howlers are all the way down there. Are they still alive? Unconscious? Unconscious, good. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. You see, we didn't need the rewire tool because there's a shortcut right here.
Someone should have come through already.
Hush. You'll tip off the mark.
How long are we gonna wait for some lost aristocrat to stumble through?
Long as it takes. You want to eat, right?
Maybe this ain't such a good spot for an ambush.
Guards shaking people down. More blood flies this year. People just ain't walking the streets anymore.
Getting hard to make a decent living.
Oh, don't you worry, boys. This is a perfect place for an ambush. See? There. You guys needed to take a load off anyway. Yep. Hey. Hey. Get over here. Yep. That's what I thought. Gotcha. Sometimes enemies are so stupid. Now, I saw some blood spurt out from this lady's head. Okay, she's fine. Yale, you screwed me! Phrasing. Paolo's where you'd said he'd be, alone. We knifed him 50 times. He was choking in blood when I drove a rail spike through the side of his head. Then he was just gone. and there weren't nothing but a bunch of rats. Not sure how he pulled that trick, but he must have known, scumbag. Next day, Paolo came back with 10 howlers. Got us a couple at a time. Dragged Brenda and Tama screaming into the street and bashed all their teeth with a hammer. Put that crazy powder in their eyes. Had them seeing terrible things. Screaming like carnival clowns. Mouths all running red. Then Paolo gave the word, and they shot him with those screaming darts they use. They stayed and hid. I stayed hid. So I'm finished, asshole. And I bet you were working with the Howlers all along. I swear, if I ever see you again, I'll stick you, Sabine. Oh, and you're not a scumbag? Yeah, sure. Says the lady who was trying to ambush somebody out here in this secluded area. You all suck.
When the Grand Guard go into the place and see
That's a good indication that a citizen has seen something.
And the ones on either side.
And I'd rather they didn't.
Flash it. Either way, the jewels will be ruined. We're not getting our money, are we?
Have some faith. It'll just be more complicated than I thought it would be.
Here? The Dukes let the blood flies get out of hand this year.
What are you talking about?
Am I ever gonna catch a break?
Nobody's looking out for nobody right now. We'll go back tonight and dig the jewels out. After that, we'll make a quick exit from Karnaca.
I don't need this guy making trouble. You get to stay in here, buddy. Okay? Is this the building that I was trying to get to? Locked. I guess I will have to shoot that one down. Nope, not you either. Come with me. Alright then. I didn't want to do that, but you left me no choice. Unless there's a window open. Dad! Come in! I haven't shaved in 2 days. Which is usually how long I wait anyway. I am now clean shaven. I looked at these already, didn't I? Yeah, there was some bath salts in this thing. Nothing in there, I don't think. And of course, this toilet seat was up. It's always up, isn't it? Who? What barbarian is leaving the toilet seats up in this universe? Who's doing it? Who? Note from Corey Brockburn. 25th day, month of Timber, 1851. Janice, you'll find everything in the safe. I've written the combination in the usual place. You know where to look in the office. I changed all the safe tumblers recently, because I feel like I'm being followed. Pretty sure I heard shuffling and heavy breathing from somewhere nearby, in the dark, while I was closing up the office for the night. It's not the Green Guard this time, but we're being watched for certain. It's probably safer to postpone our next gathering. Can you warn the others? I'll leave for Coloro when I'm done with today's clients. Maybe Colero instead. It's probably Colero because of the whole Italian-Spanish thing. And yes, there was a number here-ish. 389. I bet that's a 9, isn't it? Let's see. 3, 8. Damn it. Okay, what is it? 2? Look at this board. Does that look like a 2 to you? I didn't think so. Alright, what's this? Gathering of the Registers. Second day, month of Timber, 1851. All members present. Primary agenda. Possible actions for the upcoming anniversary of the death of Empress Jessamine Colwyn. Proposal by Corey Brockburn. Letter to the Karnaca Gazette, explaining that while her murder was reprehensible, the end results may have been positive for the Empire. Action. Motion approved unanimously. Proposal by Janice Teens. Members wear Lord Regent's crest armbands on the anniversary. Objection by Corey. Lovely idea, but it may hurt business for members who need to deal with many clients on that day. Clients may find it in poor taste. Action. 4 votes against, 3 votes in favor. Motion rejected. Counterproposal by Janice Teens. Armbands could be worn on the 15th anniversary of the Lord Regent's unlawful arrest. I don't know what you mean by unlawful. He was very much deserved to be arrested. Action. Motion approved unanimously. Proposal by Teodoro Benitez. Campaign demanding wider deployment of the Wall of Light. Brought back into use in Karnaca by Duke Luca Bell. The boldest measures are the safest. Action. Vote delayed until word comes from Grand Guard leadership, collecting facts on reductions in crime across Karnaca. Proposal added to agenda for next gathering. Cocktails and spirits served. So that journal entry, I guess you could call it, was written 23 days ago. Possible actions. So Corey and his regenters, I guess, are people who preferred the Lord Regent. They decided that they would wear armbands of the Lord Regent to her anniversary, but they didn't want to offend anybody. Still, they would wear their armbands on the anniversary of the Lord Regent's arrest, which they think was unlawful because I guess they thought he was a better leader. Also, what's that name? Teodoro Benitez. I think Benitez is right. And I'm guessing those people down there are said regenters. And my heart is beating like the saddest metronome. Gary, come home. All repairs and sundries, strictly cash. Old Patty's Crystal Cider. What's this doing in Circonus, I wonder? Well, even in the real world, alcohol was distributed across the nations and other places. It's not that weird.
I used to work in the mines. Don't recommend it.
So I've been told by several other people now.
You'll be alright here, visitor. Just keep your head down.
Some of the streets is closed, owing to the blood flies.
That's
I cleared out an apartment with blood flies in.
I wouldn't get too close. I got a touch of something.
I'm wearing a mask.
I repair broken mining equipment, so unless you need a second-hand pickaxe, I can't help you. Covering your face won't make the Grand Guard happy.
I don't care what makes them happy or not.
If you stay here, just don't go poking your nose where it don't belong. My parents were from Tivia, but I was born right here.
In Karnaca? Now I'm wondering if she ever wants to go to Tivia.
Mine got killed by blood flies, so I take them real serious. I got stung by a blood fly once. Arm swelled up something awful.
Oh, that's really...
Same thing happened to this other NPC. She said the same thing, almost verbatim. No, who am I kidding? She said that exactly verbatim. Oh yeah, there's a room here. Howling boat. Because they're howlers. What are they even howling for? You're not wolves. Rosina Rosewater Jelly. The amazing new taste. Sensation 51 years of quality. Rosina Jelly Company, Karnaca. Wait, what do you guys do? It's taste, so... Are they the ones who make the jellied eel? stuff. Oh, here's another one, except this poster is a bit more pristine. See, the door is blocked, so I can't go in there. Bosses beware. When we're screwed, we multiply. Oh, so you're not wolves. I was right. You're rabbits.
I gotta get back to town. Oh, she's so bad.
That's hot!
I haven't seen the kids in 2 years.
I bought the damn thing. But I don't want these guys to accidentally die. So we're gonna do that. What?
What? Looking for a fight?
Well, that was lucky. The Silver Spike. Oh, Howlers. Your dear editor is stepping aside this week to give you both sides of an argument raging across the city. Guest editor, the Howler Blight. The letter published last week by the Gazette was an outrage. How could Madame Anto suggest that the Dust District, and even Karnaca itself, would be better off if we legitimized Paolo and his Howlers in any way? Instead, decent folk should hope to wake one morning and read that Paolo is finally dead or in jail. And why should we be wary of the Abbey? Only a witch need worry about the wrath of the overseers. The Howlers are nothing but a bunch of cutthroats who never worked a day in their life. Everything they have, they stole. If you want their so-called protection, it comes at a price. On the contrary, the overseers have dedicated their lives to spreading the good values of the Seven Strictures. Believe me, the dust in Ballista is not in our streets, but in our hearts. And the only Abbey will make us clean again. Sebastian Armitage. Okay, now who is screaming? Sue said what?
Totally forgot about this guy. I saw him outside. I remember now, but I guess past me forgot.
Someone's gotta give.
Oh my gosh! It actually worked! I didn't get caught! That couldn't have gone more perfect! I did do a quick load after that guy caught me up there, because I didn't want that to be on my record. So, that's over now. I don't see my faces on any of these coins. Or, you know, my one face. I don't have any more than that. I have just the one. Note to employees. One of the booth keys has been stolen again. You guys suck at this. This time I'm not having it remade, so you'll have to share the remaining key. People, when your shift is over, just wait for Narciso to arrive, then hand the key over. Narciso? Narciso, you wait for Daniel, and so on. Nobody leave the key in some stupid hidey hole or whatever. If the last key is lost or stolen, we won't be able to open the booth, and you'll be out of work. If you're worried, pull your coin and have another key made. Or go buy the old one back from the black market, as I'm pretty sure that's where it is now. Adventa Station Management. Oh, how right you were. And now I just used it. Wanted. The Crown Killer. Assist Duke Abel in apprehending the vicious crown killer. Reward of 20,000 coins. Those are rookie numbers. Generous rewards and positions promised for information leading to the swift arrest or death of the killer, now known to be none other than the former Empress, Emily Goldman. Even though we have absolutely no proof of that. Cabaret paperwork. Established in Karnaca, 1814. Soft and durable ink will not smudge. The original makers of the zirconin scented confetti made with pride from zirconin wood pulp. Safety fire lamps, best quality, guaranteed Karnaca made. Approved by the Mines Department, I think is what that says. Yes. Let me just open up that. Yes. Very nice. Oh yeah, there's also that place. I almost forgot. Is there a way to get up there? Maybe. Let's try this. Oh, hold on. Just... Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. I got it. Woo! Yes. Ramsey's stochastic eyes. Not so stochastic now, is he? What happens to him at the end of the game? Because in this playthrough, I just left him inside the treasury in Dunwall Tower. He's just unconscious. Letter to Banville. Major Bonville, thank you again for your help. Without you, it would have been impossible to trace the final members of the Grand Guard who were with Stilton that night 3 years ago. The last man made it all the way north of Maya, if you can believe it, and was recovering at a Tivian asylum for the poor, claiming to have seen all manner of strange things on the night of Stilton's last societal social gathering. He even described an exotic hooded figure visiting the manor. Perhaps someone connected to Stilton's disappearance. Such matters are best left to military men such as yourself, I suppose. I still have your bank agent's name and address. Rest assured your final payment will be delivered soon. I'm also sending a small flask of liquor that is close to my heart, made from Pommett's leftover wine grapes have been pressed. Please think of me as you enjoy. Yours truly, Brianna Ashworth. So she's got some fine wine. That's better. From a distance, it just looks like he's enjoying himself. I have no idea what her problem was, but this lady took one look at me and her awareness meter went haywire. So I guess she's gonna stay here. Everybody else seems fine with my presence. Not sure what her deal was. Yeah, see, Mindy is a wanted criminal, so if you take her out, she's ends up being a valid target.
Terrible red waves rising up from the ocean, coming to smash Karnaca. I screamed and fell out of bed. It's not common knowledge, but traveling by ship horrifies me. It's unnatural. The ocean is a malignant force. It exists to drive us mad and drag us down deep, where our skin and organs turn to jelly and our bones settle in the muck. For those poor fools who make their trade on the waters, I wish them luck.
Do you?
Cronus is a land of tall timber, fierce winds, and deep silver mines. Leave the ocean for those with no other choice.
That was all scripted, wasn't it?
past, everywhere, no matter what you do.
He specifically made that announcement just so we could seem appealing to the people. That's textbook manipulation.